now be recorded.
Thank you for joining the City of Kingston Common Council at our council meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 10th. My name is Andrea Schott for our virtual meetings. Before we begin, we would like to go over a few guidelines to help and respectfully as possible. We ask that members of the public and press remain muted and off camera for the length of the meeting. Reserve the right to mute anyone who unmutes themselves. Members and city staff will control their own mute button. Good practice to mute yourself if you are not speaking to avoid background noise and feedback. If a council member staff wishes to speak, the chairperson will call on them before they speak by stating the name clear to audio listeners. All of our meetings are recorded. Both video and written transcriptions will be available to the public on the city's website. If you have any audio issues, send a text message to the following number, 845-594-6120. Please note that phone calls will not be answered during the meeting. Text is 845-594-6120. As the organizer, I reserve the right to lock and pause the meeting to eject has behaved inappropriately. Lastly, at tonight's meeting, we have in attendance the City Clerk, the Corporation Counsel, Kevin Bryant. The Alderman will be called out during roll call and thank you for your patience during these difficult times, and on behalf of the Common Council, I wish health. And I now call this meeting to order at 10:36 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you. You may be seated. May I please have roll?
Alderman Ventura Morel.
Here.
Alderman Coop.
Here.
Alderman Scott Childress.
Here.
Alderman Worthington.
Here.
Alderman Tollerman.
Here.
Alderman Davis.
Excused.
Alderman O'Reilly.
Excused.
Alderman Shabbat.
Yeah.
And Alderman Hirsch.
Here.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to dispense with the minutes of the previous meeting and approve same? Motion by Rennie Scott, second by Jeffrey Ventura Morel. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is adopted 7-0. Can I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the general bills? Motion by Rennie Scott Childress, second by Steve Shabbat. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is adopted 7-0. We now enter into the public speaking portion of the meeting. The council has received written comments and they can be found for the record on the city website. The following has been received. I'll just summarize a little bit on each one. Comment from Stuart Myers in favor of resolutions number 173 through 175, the Grand Street Broadway intersection. Emily Hauser in favor of resolution number 163, the open space plan. Ellen DeFalco opposed to resolutions 173 through 175, which is the Grand Street Broadway intersection. Vincent Perry opposed to the rezoning of Lawton Park properties, which also includes a petition, which can be found on the city website. Clark Richters wrote some written comments, but he's also here to speak too. So we now open the floor to speakers who have signed up in advance. We have 3 speakers. We have allotted 30 minutes for this purpose. The city clerk will state your name. I'm going to unmute everybody, council and staff. If you could just mute yourselves. I'm going to mute everybody, and when you hear your name called, I will find you. And then for the record, if you could state your name and your address before you deliver your comments to the council. Remembering the council cannot debate. Speaker, please.
Our first speaker is Jim Shaughnessy.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. If you could just give me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So if you could just state your name and address for the record, and you could then address the council.
Okay, thank you. My name is Jim Shaughnessy, and I live at 11 Delta Place in Kingston. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening. I travel on Greenkill Avenue at least once a week. Early in the summer, I was upset when I saw the colonnade of trees northeast of Prospect Street cut down. Why would someone do this? It then became clear that a trail was being constructed. Several weeks ago, when I first saw the road markings between Fair Street and Clinton Avenue, I was thoroughly confused. I know I am not the only person who thought, what is going on here? Someone is going to get killed. It happened last week. There are 2 children at George Washington School who are now orphans. I know the response is going to be, it's not the city, it's a state project. Surely someone in the city approved it. Now the question is, what is the city going to do to ensure there is not another fatality? I look forward to seeing an answer. Thank you. That's the end of my comment.
All right, thank you. Have the next.
Our next speaker is Clark Richter.
Clark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just waiting. Can I
You're
go?
all set. Just give your, you can just give your name and address for the record.
Well,
You can address the council.
I wanted to, I'm totally surprised that the city will allow this state for Greenkill Avenue. I wasn't going to speak on that, but I just wanted to agree with Mr. Shaughnessy. I think as a driver for 30-some years in Kingston, that's just another tragedy waiting to happen over there. I think it needs to be. It wasn't well planned, and it's just a knee-jerk reaction. And now we have to live with it unless they address it. And I hope they do. On the other turn too, it's like I want to speak about public access. The city has a line item of $11.70 of the franchise fee, which a lot of towns only do that to hide it. The simple fact is they get funding from the franchise, from the right of way of the streets, of the lines that the Spectrum runs throughout our town, in return for the franchise fee, which unfortunate when the public access was first created back in 1995. I wanted to ask you about that too. What happened to the resolution of 137 of 1995, the Public Educational and Government Access Channel? As far as I know, every single town, and I can name all of them, and I'm sure you guys are aware, except for Esopus, received over $500,000 in funding for the franchise extra tax. And you guys, it's great that we have computers and we have a library that they don't have access to go to. But really, the seniors that don't want a computer, the council, I've been there for years filming and putting stuff on the public access. I just can't. You guys are not even entertaining my questions when I'm asking you that. And I'm going to each month I'm going to do my public speakings at the council meeting since I have free time and I'm not filming your meetings. I want to get an answer why even the school district is not even using Channel 20. It's like, you have a great tool there. Why not use it? A lot of people can't or even don't want to go on Facebook because Facebook is not the most secure, or even Zoom is not the most secure thing. We have public access, and it doesn't take much for the city to record the meetings and put them on there. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Now, it all depends on the weather. It would be great if the city could film their events and put it on public access, or just sit down with me and I can give them an idea of how it will work best for the city to inform everybody, not just the people that are able to get online. Because I'm already at $89 a month from my cable with just internet. And it's great that we have the library, and I hope you guys keep supporting the library and the radio stations that keep the information afloat, because right now the seniors that don't get, they don't have the ability to get online or not even get these meetings, and you guys are not even recording. Only the county, I believe, I'm not sure the county's doing it, but the county executive is actually being broadcast on public access, where it's going on the computer and TV. So I'm just gonna, again, hopefully you guys will all get together and whatever you're putting online, please put it on public access for the people that don't have that ability to get online. Thank you.
Thank you, Clark.
Yeah.
Can we have the next speaker, please?
Tanya Garment.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Tanya. Yep, just give me 1 second. All right, you're all set. If you just say your name and name and address for the record. Thank you.
Thanks. Tanya Garment, 102 Worth Street. I am also calling about the Greenkill and Wilbur Avenue, the bicyclist who was killed there. He was hit by a turning school bus who was turning off of Greenkill onto Wilbur. The Public Safety General Government Committee started talking about some of the questions about the Greenkill Avenue design at this past month's meeting. And I hope that they will continue to discuss it. This meeting was before this incident happened. So there have been many issues, many questions about that. And I think that the engineer is looking into some of them. What he's looking into specifically, what John Schulteis, city engineer, is looking into specifically, was not made public. So I hope that we will learn a little bit about that, particularly because when the Empire State Trail had their public meeting, the public was not given any idea really of the design of the way the streets were going. It was only an idea, a very vague idea. We certainly did not understand that the vehicles would have right of way and the bicyclists and pedestrians in the trail would have to yield. There's a stop sign for the trail for the bicyclists and pedestrians, and there's a stoplight for the cars. This is on a hill going down, and that is the way that the bicyclist was traveling, was going downhill. There's a stop sign. It's not very visible and it's confusing. I actually myself stopped there as a car thinking that that was for cars. This is, we have a process in the city of Kingston that's about a year old. It's the Common Council's policy for proposed traffic and parking control devices, in which the city engineer performs an engineering analysis of an issue. And he's supposed to take into consideration the engineering analysis must conform to the requirements of the Manual Uniform Traffic Control Devices with the New York State Supplement, the current guidance from, and also, importantly, the current guidance from the National Association of City Transportation Officials, also known as NACTO, and also the Highway Design Manual. But please take it upon yourselves as common council members and our representatives to look at that manual. It's your duty now to have read that manual. It's available online, free of charge. There's a button where it says that you can buy the guide, but you don't have to press that button because everything's available online. And there's an urban bikeway design guide that you really, at this point, need to be looking at. Please take this incident seriously. The last thing that I'll say is that the Broadway Designscape, the design speed is for vehicular traffic at the speed limit. We should not be designing roads that have bike lanes to have a design speed for the car's speed limit. On Broadway, we've got pedestrian push buttons that nobody's really ever going to push. And on Greenkill Avenue, you have this situation which was so rapidly proven to be a very dangerous situation. Please take this seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. That's it for speakers who signed up. So we are going to enter into claims and communications. Hearing no discussion, they will be on file in the clerk's office. Can I have a motion to dispense with the second reading of the general bills and pay same? Motion by Rennie Scott Childress, second by Alderwoman Michelle Hirsch. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is adopted 7-0. We now enter into the report of committees, starting with resolution number 158.
Resolution 158 of 2020. Resolution Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, requesting a transfer in the Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $8,200 for modifications of the front door of the Everett Hodge Center.
On the question? Hearing no debate, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution 159, please.
Resolution 159 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, requesting a transfer in the Police Department's budget in the amount of $1,244,690 to fund the retroactive pay portion of the 2017 to 2019 KPBA award.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Moving to resolution number 160, please.
Resolution 160 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, requesting a transfer in the Planning Department in the amount of $285 to cover the cost of New York Planning Federation dues.
Question? Hearing no discussion, I'll vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution 61, please.
Resolution 161 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, requesting a transfer in the Comptroller's Department in the amount of $2,500 to balance department accounts.
Your discussion for the vote? All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 0. Moving to resolution number 162, please.
Resolution 162 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, requesting a transfer in the Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $453,074 to cover the expense of various parks improvements.
On the question? Alderman Doug Coop.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. At the request of Lindsay Timbrook of the Recreation Department,
Vote on sending this back to committee. All in favor? Opposed? All right, resolution is moved back to Finance Committee. Moving to resolution number 163, please.
Resolution 163 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York to adopt the Kingston Open Space Plan as addendum to the City of Kingston Comprehensive Plan.
On the question, hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution number 164, please.
Resolution 164 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing the adoption of new Schedule LDS-1 Retention and Disposition Schedule for New York local government records.
On the question? Excuse me. Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution 165, please.
Resolution 165 of 2020. An ordinance amending an ordinance in relation to the traffic on the public streets of the City of Kingston, New York, as per attached.
On the question? Anyone on the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution number 166.
Resolution 166 of 2020. An ordinance amending an ordinance in relation to the traffic on the public streets of the City of Kingston, New York, adding a sign at the intersection of Wilbur Avenue and Dunn Street.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, Alderman Hurst, did you want to?
Yes, I just wanted to say that this is just putting a stop sign back into Ward 9 at the bottom of Wilbur and Dunn that had been removed a couple of months ago. And constituents were asking for it to be put back, and the engineer agreed. Thank you.
Anyone else on the question? Hearing no more discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution 167, please.
Resolution 167 of 2020. An ordinance amending an ordinance in relation to the traffic on the public streets of the City of Kingston, New York, removing handicap parking on South Manor Avenue.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution number 168, please.
Resolution 168 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing the mayor to enter into sales tax agreement with the County of Ulster.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Alderman Worthington? Oh, thank you. Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution 169, please.
Resolution 169 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, recommending approval and authorization for adding library district charges to the 2021 property tax bills.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I will call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Moving to resolution number 170, please.
Resolution 170 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing the city engineer to design and construct the Broadway sewer project from near 726 Broadway to Henry Street, and authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary contracts and documents for the design and construction for the Broadway sewer project.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Next resolution is 171. It's a bond, so we'll do a long roll.
Actually, it's resolution 172. Long roll is for this is resolution 171, authorizing it, and then the long roll is for 172. So resolution 171.
Sorry about that.
Resolution 171 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing adopting a bond ordinance in the sum of $1,900,000 for the Broadway sanitary sewer project from approximately 726 Broadway to the Henry Street intersection.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 7-0. Now we move to resolution 172.
Resolution 172, a bond ordinance for the Broadway sewer project in and for the City of Kingston, Ulster County, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $1,900,000. Alderman Shabbat?
Yes.
Alderman Hirsch?
Yes.
Alderman Ventura Morel?
Aye.
Alderman Coop?
Yes.
Alderman Scott Childress?
Aye.
Alderman Worthington?
Yes.
Alderman Tollerman?
Aye.
Alderman Davis?
Absent.
Alderman O'Reilly?
Absent. Bond is adopted 7-2. Number 173, please.
Resolution 173 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, approving the Broadway and Grand Intersection Improvements Project, appropriating funds for the project, and authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary agreements, certifications, or reimbursement requests for state aid with the NYSDOT.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I will call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution is adopted 5-2. Moving to resolution number 174, please.
I'm sorry, can you tell us the two no votes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, that is Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel and Alderwoman Rita Worthington.
Thank you. Resolution 174 of 2020. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing the adoption of a bond ordinance for the sum of $425,000 for the Broadway and Grand Intersection Improvements Project construction and construction inspection costs.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I'm sorry, Alderwoman Rochelle Hirsch. Michelle, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, sorry, I didn't. I just want to say that this realignment project has been fraught with controversy going all the way back to the demise of the post office in this location. I know that it's a very sore subject for a lot of Kingstonians, and there have been a lot of very well-formed opinions on the subject that range from selling Planet Wings and putting it back on the tax rolls, arguments against aligning the intersection for the benefit of bike lanes. And I think all of the points have been valid, and I appreciate hearing them. But I believe that realigning this intersection is about maximizing the economic development of Kingston by utilizing our historic buildings and history. Buildings like the Millard Building and the Fuller Shirt Factory Building were all standing at the time of the post office and are once again providing jobs and opportunities for people to be in those areas and in those buildings. I think by bringing back more jobs and economic development to the Midtown Broadway corridor, especially close to this intersection, it's imperative that we make public safety our primary concern. So I'll be a yes vote.
Anyone else on the question? Hearing no further discussion, I will call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Is adopted 5-2. The dissents were from Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel and Alderwoman Rita Worthington. To resolution number 175.
Point of order, Madam Chairman. I counted the votes differently.
Yes.
Could you ask for a vote on that again, please? I thought I saw 3 noes.
I will. All in favor for resolution number 174? Five yeses, and Jeffrey and Rita were the no votes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no, I appreciate it. Moving to resolution 175, please, which is a bond ordinance. We'll do a long roll.
Resolution 175 of 2020, authorizing the Broadway and Grand Intersection Project in and for the City of Kingston, Ulster County, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $1,175,000 and authorizing the issuance of up to $425,000 bonds of said city. Alderman Hirsch?
Yes.
Alderman Ventura Morel?
Opposed.
Alderman Coop?
Yes.
Alderman Scott Childress?
Aye.
Alderman Worthington?
Nay.
Alderman Tollerman?
Aye.
Alderman Davis?
Absent.
Alderman O'Reilly?
Absent.
Alderman Shabbat?
Yes.
The vote was 5 in favor, 4 opposed. As this is a bond ordinance, it needs 6 votes, so it was not passed. Resolution moving to 176, please.
Resolution 176 of 2020, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, referring the removal of Chapter 405-9A5B from the zoning code and adding it to Chapter 151 of the Code of the City of Kingston to the City of Kingston Planning Board, Ulster County Planning Board, and Historic Landmark Preservation Commission.
On the question? Alderwoman Hirsch?
I'll be recusing myself from the vote.
Can you say why? Just for the
Yes,
record?
I have pet chickens.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else on the question? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Resolution is adopted 6-1 with the recusal being the one dissent from Alderwoman Hirsch. Moving to resolution number 177, please.
Resolution 177 of 2020, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, referring an amendment of Section 405 of the City Code of the City of Kingston regarding formula retail stores.
On the question? Hearing no debate, I'll call for the vote. Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel.
I'm just clarifying that I heard that correctly. This is a vote to refer to the Planning Board, Ulster County Planning Board, and Historic Landmarks, correct? Thank you.
Yes. Any other discussion? Hearing no more, I'll call for the vote. All in opposed? Resolution is adopted. Moving to 8, please.
Resolution 178 of 2020, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, referring an amendment of Section 405 of the City Code of the City of Kingston to allow temporary use variance.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I will call for all in favor. Opposed? To 2, with the 2 dissents being Alderman Tullerman and Alderman Hirsch. Thank you. 179, please.
Resolution 179 of 2020, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, authorizing the procedures necessary to dispose of a portion of North Street pursuant to Section 355-62 of the City Code of the City of Kingston.
On the question? Hearing no discussion, I will call for the vote. All in favor? Resolution is adopted 7-0. That concludes our communications for the evening. Before we adjourn, does anybody, Alderman?
We do. We have one more resolution.
We do. Number 180. I apologize.
Resolution 180 of 2020, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, amending Section 390-3A, zones established, adding parking meters on the east side of Pearl Street between Wall Street and Green Street. And I apologize, Andrea, this was not completed in time for last night.
Yeah, I was just reading off of last night, so
I'm
thank
sorry.
you. Question? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution 0. And now I think we conclude our communications. Does anybody have anything to adjourn? Alderman
Point of order,
Coop.
please. Just a
Yes.
question, on resolution 177, could you please repeat the vote? The ayes and nays.
Yes, it was 6-1. Consent was from Alderwoman Hirsch.
And resolution 175 had a vote of 5-4, correct? Therefore does not pass.
Yes, correct. Because it needs
5
6
to 2
for a
and then
bond.
2 absent. So the vote is 5-4 and therefore it does not pass. Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Anybody have any to conclude the meeting with? No? Then I will take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Rennie Scott Childress, Jeffrey Ventura Morel. All in favor to adjourn? Anybody opposed? I stand adjourned until the next regularly scheduled meeting on December 1st, 2020, which was November 30th. So I will see you all in meetings. Thank you very much.
Good night. Thank you.
This conference